Hello, friends. Good afternoon. My name is Rajendra Bhatia, representing Creative Edge, one of the subsidiaries of Top Rankers. Friends, we are here to talk something very important, very interesting about the UCEED examination. Tips and tricks to get 10 extra marks in drawing in the examination of UCEED 2024. Now, you may be wondering, 10 extra marks? How was it possible? कोई हमारा रिलेशन है एग्जामिनर के साथ में या हम कोई रिलेशन सेट कर सकते हैं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है विथ शेयर important tips that you can really earn extra marks. Let us get on to that. Firstly, start practicing managing your time. When all you can manage your time. Read instruction carefully. Now, where you will practice this? You will practice it with the mock test that you must have been practicing so far. So read instruction carefully. Also read each question multiple times. Now you may say that that will take extra time. No, that is going to save your time. Plan your approach, allocate time for each section, and start with basics. So you can say, yes, this is saving your 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes in the ultimate goal. Secondly, create an extra little margin. Do not give too much of margin, but a little extra margin around your sketch. Now, the excuse is I am giving a border to my sketch. Okay, but in the bargain, what you get, you are actually using the grid system. Plan your composition in the grid so that where to put the human figures and how large, how small. Secondly, using boundary will reduce the size of the drawing, which will help in speed completion of the drawing. Next, saving at least 2 minutes here. Add detailing. Prioritize key areas. Use different techniques to show every detail of the drawing. UCEED likes detailing. Adding human figure in distance will automatically enhance the perspective. Human figure also add a scale to the composition. Now you see the difference between the two. Here is one without any detail. Generally what happens, rather 90% students and candidates appearing for examination, they just want to complete the sketch with one figure max to two human figure. हो गया मैं तो सब बना के आया और सब बना के आया मतलब मेरे तो नंबर पक्के. No. Where have you taken care of the perspective? Where have you taken care of the scale? Which is very important. A composition without a scale is absolutely half done. If I were the examiner, I'll definitely cut marks for no scale provided, no proportion provided. Okay, so human figure also add a scale to the composition. Next, I forgot saying one thing in the previous slide. I must amend that. If you ask me the difference between this thing used and not used, there will be at least a difference of 5 to 7 marks. Yes, a casual drawing and a detailed drawing along with human figure and a proper scale shown will add up at least 5 to 7 marks. Now, I'm forgetting that I have only promised you 10 extra marks. There could be much more than that. Applying design principles, very important. In a composition, rule of third. Use golden ratio. Positive and negative space. Remember that. Contrast and balance. Particularly other kind of questions. Design aptitude का question आएगा उसमें. Now what is rule of third? You have been seeing it in your cameras, in your mobile camera also. These grid, two vertical, two horizontal, dividing the space into 9 equal parts. Wherever the vertical and horizontal lines intersect, there forms a golden focal point. Now the rule is you bring your main subject onto golden focal point or utilize the golden focal point for the main subject. Now if you are doing a sketch thinking that कि मैंने सेंटर पे अपने हीरो को लाके खड़ा कर दिया, wrong. Don't do that. Why? Scientifically, you see the things with two eyes, and two eyes have got two different focal areas which merge into one full subject or one full presentation. However, your interest always lies here and here. So whenever there is a presentation, it should be according to the rule of third. That means onto the golden focal point, you should bring about the main subject. So this is correct. Let me give a cleaning here and then say correct. And this is correct because it is here on the golden focal. 1 or 2 marks added to your actual marks. Then golden ratio in design and golden ratio in fonts. Earlier I was talking of golden focal point and here is golden ratio. Now golden ratio is 1, 2, 3, 5. That means any number is a sum of the previous two numbers. So is the case in a design. A good design will have small, larger, and the sum of the two. Okay? So draw a design, particularly when you're going to have a design aptitude question. When you are asked to do a design, remember that the design should be done with golden ratio. Even when you are writing something on the design, any text, the font should have a golden ratio. See, this and this size, if added up, will have this size. And don't use more than 3 size fonts or 1 or 2 style of the typography. Remember these things in the design aptitude question. Positive and negative space. Give breathing space to the design and the fonts. When it comes for a drawing composition, it is 70-30. The drawing positive is 70 and negative is 30. Opposite is case in the design aptitude or when you're doing, let's say, a poster design or a stamp design or you are doing a icon or maybe a symbol or a logo. Everywhere the case would be 30% positive space, negative space should be 70%. Here it is looking more like 50-50, but you can reduce it to 30 and rest it should be negative space. Okay. There has to be a sure contrast between the two, the positive and negative space. So if this thing is remembered and the earlier 2 points, again saving of or adding up of another 5 to 6 points. Next, a picture should be balanced either symmetrically, that is bilaterally symmetrical, or asymmetrically. However, the idea is to have an aesthetically beautiful composition. Okay? Firstly, it should be balanced. Your choice. You give a symmetrical balance or you give an asymmetrical balance. At times, asymmetrical balance is more dynamic than just a little boring symmetrical balance. So going for asymmetrical balance, but balance your picture, balance your design, and give a aesthetically beautiful composition. Next, show design thinking practically over there. For example, I've done a brainstorming. Design thinking starts with brainstorming, ideation, etc., etc. So you should be doing the brainstorming then and there only. Generally, there is a saying that brainstorming is done in a group. You are not allowed a group discussion inside an examination hall. So what you do when you are preparing for UCEED, you should have a thorough brainstorming done on multiple topics amongst your friend, amongst others who are preparing for UCEED examination. That time, you try remembering the key features of whatever was your brainstorming, particularly the ones suggested by your friends in the group discussion. And that kind of a thing you have to implement, or that type. Okay, you get the theme very fast if you have already done the brainstorming. Don't venture brainstorming only in the examination. That will give you that will add a lot of extra time into the solution, and you may not complete your sketch thereafter. So brainstorming should be uh, done beforehand, but not you cannot know the topic. Yes, so a practice of it is good enough. And what you should do is um, have a practice of or have a habit of doing the brainstorming and ideation, followed up by brainstorming would be the ideation here, and that will give a result of a product making. Okay, then redesign ultrasonic stick was the question, and this was the brainstorming, and here is the solution. I'm again of the opinion that even although this is a um, question for product design, adding up a scale by a human figure along with your product will give an additional number in your result, because human figure is a natural scale for any product. Many a time you will find if there is an advertisement of a watch, the watch is shown along with the um, real biological hand over there, so that you come to know what size watch is he advertising. Similarly, for your product, you should have the uh, the scale set up with a human figure along with it. Present your work neatly. Now, haphazardous line, broken lines do not attract. Now, this is to show you broken lines. Do not attract good marks. Have clean line, neat line, straight lines should be fast enough for the for a better uh, mark to be obtained from the examiner. neat and clean lines, as well as work attract attention of the examiner. Practice regularly for the lines, for different kind of lines. Make product and compositions. Okay, so practice regularly on a scale, style, and observation. Evaluate criteria, observation skill, imagination. Now this will more be counted in your design aptitude question. Imagination also same. Also in the composition, that is the memory drawing. Selection and composition of the objects, quality of line, presentation, attention to the details. All this will give you additional marks. So my claim of just 10 marks is 10 extra marks is overwhelmed by what actually you could do after this presentation. Last but not the least, labeling. Friends, think about no label. Can you understand this product? Probably not. And yes, showing you the slide along with labeling, although the labeling has been done digitally, there you will be doing it manually, but you should do it. Without labeling, your making of a product will not have any sense whatsoever. Mention material and its salient features. Remember, friends, UCEED and SEED examination both, they invite you for thorough knowledge of futuristic products or thorough knowledge of futuristic material, the recent materials. So you should be well prepared with that. Use of sustainable material, recyclable material, add essence to your innovative design. So do mention it along with the product, whatever you have designed, it is the matter what you have, the process will count here. What all you have depicted, how logically it would be correct or not is a material. Seed, it will be materialistic there in the examination, but you see it is immaterial. What actually you have uh, drawn, whether it is uh, applicable or not, but the presentation will count quite a lot up, and this will give you additional numbers. That is, I have mentioned recycled polyester or nylon, organic cotton, canvas with water resistant treatments or innovative plant based fabric for a sustainable and waterproof backpack. The question was of making a backpack which is waterproof, which you can use in rainy season. So that was the question. I think I did solve this question in one of my earlier presentation. I'm sure you're already in one of the subscriber of my channel, but if you have done it, please do it now because you're going to get many exciting such presentation from Creative Edge top rankers. And friends, I want to thank you very much for attending this session. I'm very sure that you will be having a good time in case you are going through this. And although I promise you only 10 marks, you may gain as many as 20, 30 extra marks from such follow-up. So bye for now. And I think this is going to help you quite a lot. All the best for your examination.